it's Donna here from Clever Crafting. Thank you for joining me. So today I'm making a Christmas card and I'm actually using non-Christmas items. So I'm going to start with, you can see that I have a card base under there, and I'm going to use my metric rectangles. I'm going to use the third one in. So I number my metric rectangles from the outside in. There's 16 of them, and I've already run this through my die cutting machine. And all I'm doing is taking out the center of the front of the card. Now, yeah, nice and simple. All I did is my third rectangle, and I've got a nice even frame around the outside of the front, my card front. So this is going to be a see-through card. So I'm just going to grab, it's taking me a little while. This is actually a part of a sticky mat. I cut the sticky mat up to put it in my stamping platform, just as Jennifer Maguire suggested, and it works like a charm. And now this is just a leftover piece, and I'm lining it up to keep this open. So this card is open and it's upside down. So that's the top of the card on the inside card that's at the bottom section there, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I've got the inside of the card. I'm working from the inside of the card to the front of the card. Excuse me. I've also cut out a couple of stars, so I'm going to put one of these and position it in the center using that sticky mat. So, and yep, that's pretty centered. I'll just adjust that obviously a tiny little bit, as I do a lot, because it just has to be perfect, crazily. All right, so these are the flowers that I'm using. So I'm just using the bottom three of those. So this is a non-Christmas set, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the reason for that in a little while. And you can see that what I'm doing is positioning that on the sticky mat where I want it to stick it. So I'm wanting to hold that star in the center. So I need to have my pieces, the little flowers in this case, I'm attaching a part to the star and making sure some is going onto the outer frame. Now, you don't have to do this for every single piece. You only need to do it to make sure that it's holding in place. So I'll show you another piece. I think I'm going to do a leaf now. So these are leaves. I don't think I'll show you the actual die set for these ones, which I should, but you know, I'll have links for these below, guys. And what I'm doing is, once again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the star, a little bit of glue on the frame, and I'm going to pop that leaf into place. All right, beautiful. So a nice simple procedure. I'm obviously just going to move that a tiny little bit. And what's happened is at the top, it's gone over the fold line a little bit, and we can't have it going over that fold section because otherwise it won't close properly. So I think I'll just grab my scissors and I'm just going to snip a little bit of that off so it's not going over the fold. Remembering that this is the inside of your card, and we're working back to front and upside down, which is going to turn out okay, trust me. It will all be fine in the wash. I'm going to speed it up now so you can see the process again, and you will notice I have actually cut some of this out, and I've sped it up, but you'll see that not every piece goes from the star on the inside to the outside. So that particular flower just goes from the leaves in the previous flower that I've stuck on there out to the edge. So the reason that I'm doing this with non-Christmas dies is because we have a challenge currently on our Facebook page. I'll put a link to the Facebook group below. And the challenge is to make a Christmas card using non-Christmas stamps or dies, or make a non-Christmas card using Christmas stamps or dies. So this is my Christmas card using non-Christmas stamps and dies. Yeah. Or you could make a scrapbook page if you like, or anything really. Just that's the theory. Just only use one or the other. Okay, so I'm just moving along here, and you can see that I'm just positioning, and I've taken it off the sticky mat now because once I knew that the star wasn't going to move, I had attached it a couple of places. I didn't need it on the sticky mat anymore, and I wanted to make sure that I could keep moving it and flipping it over to check how it's going. And also, that glue is going to squash out. Doesn't matter how careful you are. Some glue is going to squash out, so you want to make sure that you can keep turning it over and moving it so it doesn't stick to your surface. So oh, look at that. I'm so pleased how this card came out. All right, so when I was cutting my star, I actually cut out a second one, and I am just popping that. This is, remember, on the inside of the card. So the inside top of the card. yeah, is what I'm working on now. So that will make it look, you know, quite neat. So that's the outside of the card. Doesn't it look cute? Anyway, I decided that I wanted a frame on the inside just to keep it nice and tidy. And I'm going to put a holographic frame on the outside as well, made out of holographic foil card. So I've just grabbed, that's the largest of the metric rectangles, so number 1 and number 3, and I've just made a frame out of them by sticking them together with a bit of washi. And you can see I've cut a plain white frame as well as the holographic frame, and I decided to make a holographic star as well. So I am just going to stick that on the inside there. I felt you didn't really need to watch me do that, but I just used my Smart Art glue and put it around the edge of the frame and stuck the frame on. And I'm trimming all of the pieces that are coming out, which is fine. That's good to trim them off. Okay, so popping the glue away because I have just put glue all around the frame area of the front of the card, and now I'm putting my holographic frame on the outside there. And I'm going to put my little star. So I've been putting all of my glue on the front of the star. No reason why I put it on the front instead of the star this time. It was just the way I did it. Either or, it doesn't matter. And you can see I'm just popping that star on the front. Now this is just a little Merry Christmas die. Once again, I'll put everything that I can in links down the bottom. And I've stacked 2 together this time because I've used 380 GSM cardstock. So it was quite thick, but 2 or 3, however you want. I've stacked them on top of one another, popped some glue on the back and popped that in the middle of my card. So just give that a little press and Bob's your uncle. Beautiful. I wanted to just make sure that that greeting popped out a little bit more, so I'm adding some diamond glaze. Now I know that it's a Christmas card without using Christmas stuff, but you have to put a Merry Christmas on it. I mean, you know, that goes without saying. All right, and I'm just finishing off with that diamond glaze on the end there. So it goes on a little bit cloudy, the diamond glaze, but it certainly dries beautiful and white as well. So I'll put a link down there where I get my diamond glaze from as well. So here's my finished card, and you can see it just turned out beautifully. I was so happy. I've got heaps of examples on this today because I made a few of them. So just before I go, while you're having a look at these cards, I just want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I want you to know how much I appreciate it. I sincerely hope that you learned something and you give this technique a try. If you would love to give this a go, I'd love to see it. So you could post it on our Facebook group. You'll also see other examples of this because we actually did this as a live class, which was great. So don't forget, I said I'll put a link below. And as always, I really appreciate you, clicking the little thumbs up button for the video. And I'd love you to become a subscriber because all of that helps me, of course. Anyway, till next time, stay safe and happy crafting.